Hey guys, it's your girl Kizzy Rock, and yes, Kizzy Rock is my birth given name. Happy second recording on this Monday. I want to say hey to all my subscribers, new as well as seasoned. Got a word for you. Tap in. Happy second recording, guys. So, guys, I have an Instacart shopper that just started shopping. So, hopefully, the phone doesn't go berserk because I'm sure you guys know when they're doing your shopping, they have to message you if they can't find something. So, I'm hoping that this is a smooth sale, but I want to try to get through this recording pretty quickly. So, first thing, I want to talk to you guys about a couple of things that frustrates me. And then I want to talk to you all about understanding that some people will never change and you're going to have to be okay with that. All right, so here's a couple of things that frustrate me. One is the apps, let it be, I don't know, Facebook or whoever, whatever apps that allow people to call you through the app, right? And I'm not sure if it's something in my settings in which I have to turn off or don't put my number in. I don't know what it is, but it's not like the person have your number per se, but they can call they call you through the app and your phone rings. So it can be 11 o'clock at night and you're watching TV and your phone rings through an app. I can't grasp how someone can have the balls, no pun intended, that you can just call someone's phone that you don't know, even through an app. Like, what do you want to talk about? I don't even know you. It just frustrates me. And then they'll message you and say something like, well, I just called you. Well, I mean, I'm very well aware. That's why you're blocked. Ooh, that as well as people you've known in your past, right? This could have been an ex-husband, whatever, ex-boo thing, whatever. And time has went on. Let's just say several years has went on. And they went on with life, you went on with life, and life just goes on in general. And then if you have the same phone number, they'll call you out the blue, meaning you guys haven't spoke to each other in quite some time, but then they'll call your phone. And let it be if you answer or don't answer, they may text, or even if they text you, they start having a conversation with you as in if life picks up where you guys left it off. Meaning your question is not, do you have a situation now? Are you married now? Like, do you have someone? Like, they'll call you and just start talking like, hey, how you been doing? I miss you and X, Y, and Z. Dude, I could have a whole man laying up next to me, my whole husband. I could have 15 kids in the last 3 years. How do you think you can just call someone's phone and just have a conversation like we just spoke yesterday and it's been years? I don't know. I just have a hard time grasping people's mindsets, I guess, if you will. It's very frustrating. And then they'll get annoyed with you because you're annoyed with me because I can't have a conversation with you because I haven't spoken to you in years. Oh. That. Okay, so those are two things. I can give you 15 more, but for the sake of time, let's jump on to some people will never change. Okay, so I got convicted. I got convicted, but it was a good conviction, let me tell you guys. Okay, so, and I'm going to share this, hoping that some of you can use it and tap into it and apply it to your own life, if you will. So I think a lot of the times when we're trying to walk the straight path, right? When we make mistakes or hiccups, if you will, the enemy will try to ponder into your head and make you feel like the scum of the earth because, oh, you're supposed to be so such and such, and you over here and you didn't cuss somebody out. I didn't cuss anybody, I'm saying, right? You cussed somebody out, or you had a moment where you rolled your eye at the black cat, whatever. He will literally get in your head and make you focus on the one thing that you may have slipped on versus the fact of how far you've become. So here's my story. And again, apply it to yours if you will. So there's somebody who just disturbs my spirit, right? Not get on my nerves, but literally disturbs my spirit. But this is not a person who I've had the okay to cut off for a lifetime, right? Because I guess there's still, purpose or whatever. I just don't have the okay. I'll just say that. Yet I know that this person will never change, right? Not that I can try to change a person, right? Because I'm finally at a point in my life, have been for years, where I've finally realized, and I hope you guys are at that point too, you're not going to change anyone. If you haven't figured that out by now, you're not going to change. I don't care how much they aggravate your nerves, and I don't care how much wrong they, even if it is wrong, or like, it doesn't matter, right? That's their stuff. So even if it's wrong, even though they should do this way, even though they should be more grateful, even though they should be, less selfish, whatever, that's their stuff. So they have to change their stuff, right? In their own timing. But we get ourselves in a fit when we try to force, or, someone to really change based on what we think they should do. But if you're honest, you've already been convicted to put up certain boundaries. Meaning, even if you can't cut this person off completely, meaning if you don't have that okay yet, you've already been convicted to stop putting yourself in certain situations or circumstances, but most importantly, expecting expectations. So what happens is, really, when you get in this uproar, if you really think about it, it's really not about what the person is doing, because the person is always doing what they've always done. So it's not the person. You already know that this person has these ways, right? You already know that. So that's not the issue that's frustrating you. The issue is that you're still expecting a different outcome. The issue is you're frustrated because you fooled yourself again to think like, all right, well, maybe some time has passed and they're better now and X, Y, and Z, or especially if it's a narcissist, because, narcissists will change for quite some time just to kind of, So your frustration is more about the fact that you let your guards down again. The fact that God already told you that this person is who they are. He's already shown you red flags. He already shown you who they really are. You keep putting yourself in the environment where they have access to disturb your spirit. Where if you keep the boundaries in place that were given to you, then they don't have that access to disturb your spirit, because now you know what to expect. You know what to expect. So someone disturbed my spirit, right? Someone disturbed my spirit, and I had a moment. And of course, the enemy got in my head and was like, see there? Mrs. Positive Patty. Mrs. Positive Patty. And look at you now. And I was sitting to the table and I was like, God, I'm too ashamed to even come to you. I'm too ashamed to even ask for forgiveness. I'm embarrassed. I'm ashamed. And I heard the Holy Spirit say, clear as day. Look at you. Look how far you've come. You now know how to come to me, or attempt to come to me, where before you would figure it out on your own, right? Here's what I need you to do. I need you to start focusing on how far you've become. Meaning, 5 years ago, if this person or some person disturbed your spirit and you kind of had a moment, it will have you in your emotions for days, because you're in your emotions, but also because you're now pondering what you should have did, what you could have said, what you could have did. And now before you know it, that stuff is rubbing off on other people, innocent people, the cashier at Walmart or someone at the gas station, whatever, right? Your spirit is all over the place and disturbed for days, or even a day. A day is too long. An hour is too long. Where look how quick You caught it. You brought it to me. And you released it. A matter of 10 minutes versus 10 days. So I want to encourage you guys that when you have a moment, whatever your stuff is, right? Because we all got our stuff, right? Whatever your stuff is, focus on how far you've become. Look at that thing and realize how it is. There's a cap on it now, a cap on it. Most importantly, catch it. Reset yourself. What were the boundaries that God told you to put in place after firm convictions, because you keep allowing a person or a thing to constantly disturb your spirit? Now, see, when our spirits are disturbed, we can't be used accordingly. How are you going to walk out of the house and your spirit is all over the place, and you're supposed to be in tune spiritually? You're supposed to be in alignment to really hear what the Holy Spirit says to you about do this, say this, go here. How are you going to be in alignment to receive downloads if your spirit is disturbed about something that happened last night or the day before from a person who is just being themselves? So what do? Well, I'm glad you asked, because I asked. What you do is, again, acknowledge the fact that people are people, and you will change absolutely nobody. It's hard to change yourself, right? You will change absolutely nobody. If this person disturbed your spirit, and this is something that you can't live with, because you can have some little stuff. People get on your nerves, but you can deal with it, right? But I'm talking about people who disturbs your spirit. If God has given you the okay to release them, please release them. Because if you don't release them, when they disturb your spirit, it's going to be times 3, because you don't have the grace in that area anymore. But if God is telling you, well, you got to stay because, I don't know, there's an assignment that you don't see with them yet, or X, Y, and Z, whatever. You don't have the okay to release them yet. However, do this, don't say this, limit access to you, certain days a week, don't answer the phone, but it's okay to email, whatever the boundaries he told you, if he requires you to still stay. Those boundaries have to be reset. They have to be reset. And it's okay. If they've crossed the boundary again and you missed it because you let your guards up, it's okay. But the enemy will target that. He will target that. And you're sitting here at work trying to figure out, this dude done get on my nerves, and I cuss his behind out because I done told him to stop playing with me. This is definitely not my situation, right? I'm just saying. But the same thing that you're sitting there complaining about at work and your mind is all over the place, the same conversation you had with him 27,000 times. If he hadn't changed in 27,000 times, what makes you think he's going to change on 27,001? You're wasting your energy. You're wasting your time. It's about the expectations that we keep putting on people. What I've learned personally, the only people I want around me is people who understand the importance of gratitude, the importance of respect, the importance of honor, certain things, like the major things. Because then everybody's aligned. But when you got people around and they're just ungrateful, right? That's I think that's my thing more than a lot of things. Is I don't like ungrateful folks, right? But what are you going to do? Force them to say thank you? Force them to say, wow, I recognize X, Y. Listen, just let people go. Trust that God will send the people who are for you. But when you're picking and choosing for yourself, or you're holding on to the ones who God already said to release or put boundaries in place, they're going to keep disturbing your spirit. And it's amplifying now because God needs you to rid people more than ever right now, so you can be clear enough and pure enough to receive exactly what he wants you to do, right? Our goal, or most importantly, clear enough to receive the people that's coming into your life for due season. It's your girl, Kizzy Rock.